DungeTeck gaming, it's the ultimate fix. Digital mining, the circuits alive in the land of the mods. Only legends survive.
Hello everyone, Dungeon Master 372 here, coming at you with another video. DungeTeck Gaming SMP Let's Play Series, Season 1, Episode 8. And I'm going to touch base with you on what's gone on between the episodes, and then we're going to get right into our recipes. Unfortunately, this is like the 5th time I've recorded audio in this because for some stupid reason, CapCut decides that it's not going to freaking save the fact that I want to record my videos with my mic. For some reason, it just wants to freaking default to no audio at all, which is kind of retarded to me, but whatever. We're going to move forward with this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to make it work. Sorry if I seem a little frustrated. I am just quite irritated with CapCut right now. So, between the episodes, I've updated and upgraded our energy system here, expanded on it a little bit, and eventually we're going to be expanding the rest of this room here. We're going to end up digging this room out, most likely within the next episode or two. So, there is that. Alright, so other than that, you know, I've just made some markings on the outside, and you'll see that, you've probably seen that in the intro. So yeah. If you guys have noticed, my intros are kind of getting to the point where they're being quite theatrical. Hope you guys like that. So anyways, our first recipe, block of diamond, nine pieces of diamond will get you 1 block of diamond. We're going to use that on our next recipe. I had to make a little bit of an adjustment here. I didn't realize that I was still in creative mode after doing some work in spawn, so I've readjusted that. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this block here. I think that's what we're going to do next, because yep, might as well go ahead and take that block. We're going to use it on this recipe right here. 4 ender pearls, 4 obsidian, and a block of diamond will get us a tesseract. There we go. Grab that. Next on our list is this hopper, obtained by 5 iron ingots and a chest will get us a hopper. We're going to need hoppers at some point. I just wanted to go ahead and cover that. We'll grab our hopper here. Alright. And our simple lever, stick, and cobblestone. Good stuff there. Alright, moving right along here. Our next recipe is a simple Minecraft recipe for string gets us a piece of white wool, or block of white wool. Get that. Next, we're going to use white wool surrounding an ender pearl will get us a white elevator block. Of course, we're going to be using these in our upcoming builds. Awesome. Next on our list here is our logistical transport for our items. And so it just takes 2 pieces of steel and a basic circuit to get us our basic logistical pipes. Next is our blaze powder. You take a blaze powder in any crafting station, and it'll give you 2 blaze powder. Alright, we got a few more recipes to go down here. Alright, so for the next recipe, we're going to need an ender eye, and that is ender pearl and a blaze powder will get you an ender eye. Get those. Alright, and we're going to need to get some more leather because we're going to need more of these pouches. So we're going to go ahead and craft this. 4 leather and an ender eye gets us an ender pouch. I'm going to need to grab that. That's bothering my OCD. OCD. Oh no, not my OCD. We don't have leather in here. I'm going to have to go over here. Go ahead and grab this. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and grab. Well, we'll leave that there. We're going to go grab some leather real quick. Where did I put that? It's not in here. Let's see if it's in here somewhere. Maybe in here? Yeah, there we go. We got some in here. Let's go over here. Go ahead and grab this block before it kills me. Alright. Now we go down here. We'll make the rest of our ender pouches. Alright. Now we're going to put this all in here. For our last and final recipe, we need a piece of white wool, 4 blaze rods, 3 obsidian, and an ender pouch will get us our ender chest. Alright. And that's all of our recipes for this room. We still got a few more recipes to go in the other room. So we're going to go ahead and grab this stuff, signifying that we've completed the series of recipes. Alright, let's get over here. Wait a minute. I'm going to go that way. Go around the corner here. So, next mod that we're going to be getting involved in is Ender.io, and we're going to be making some of our first machines in this episode here. So yes, we will follow along this line here and just keep going until we're done. Alright, so first thing I want to do is show you how to get Grains of Infinity. It's the main ingredient in most of our recipes for Ender IO. So how do we come up with this? Well, let's go through and let's take a look in our NEI or JEI, whichever. I can't remember which one I'm using right now. Let's go down here to the machines. Let's go to our alloy smelter. Go ahead and look at that real quick. Oh, dang it. Try that again. We got to scroll back down through it. Oop, that's a little bit too quick. Here we are. Alloy smelter. Alright, and then we're going to take a look at the chassis portion of this. And then we're going to look at the grains of infinity. Up here on the second tab, so you got to hold some flint in your offhand, some deep slate or cobble in your main hand, and then shift right click a block of obsidian, crying obsidian, or grindstone to produce infinium, grains of infinity right off the bat. So at early stage, that's how you do it. But that means you have to at least travel down to Y level 60 minus 65, or at least Y level 0, 1, whatever. Alright, let's get this moving along. We got to clear some of this inventory space out. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Get some of that cobbled deep slate. Alright, so well, we've already got our flint in our offhand. We need to shift right click, but I'm going to end up left clicking by accident. Or just right clicking instead of shifting. Dang it, that didn't work. So let's go ahead and break this up. Alright, shift and right click this time. There we go. We got one in our inventory. Added it. So yeah, and there goes 62. Alright. And that's how you get grains of infinity. Shift, right click, bam. And that's weird because, there's no reason why you should have to have flint in your offhand. But, that's just me. So our first recipe is going to be for the primitive alloy smelter. Going to require 3 furnaces, 5 deep slate, and a chassis. Will get you one of those. But before we do that, we're going to have to separate some of these items that we don't need in our inventory. Alright, we're going to just drop some of this stuff in here that we don't need right now. Hopper, lever, leather. Pretty much all that stuff can go. Keep the elevator blocks, we might need those. Get this leather up there. Grains of infinity can go because we don't really need those yet. We'll be coming back for them in a moment. Alright. What's next on our agenda here? Alright. Put the backpack back on. Alright, now we can finally get back into this. We got a little bit of space in our inventory. Alright, so again, 3 furnaces, 5 deep slate, and a grain of infinity will get you a primitive alloy smelter. Alright, we'll be putting that down here shortly. And we'll go ahead and try putting it down right here, but then I'm going to realize, oh, we don't need power for this. This is not a powered one. This one we're going to have to break up. And we're just going to place it right over here in between our crafting tables here. We need a few things, but I need some coal. We're going to have to go all the way to the front to get some coal, because there is no coal back here. Alright, we're going outside. We're going to go get some coal. I don't think we have any up here. Nope. Nope. And nope. Alright. Had to go all the way outside just to grab some coal. None in there. None in there. God dang. Got blocks of coal in here. We don't need that. Just need regular coal. Well, we'll just grab out of this one. I have a half stack right now. We'll come back for more in a bit, because we're going to need a little bit more than that. Now we got to go and crush some of this down. But of course, I'm going to forget about that because I'm not concentrating on that. I'm concentrating on what we need to do for the rest of our recipe. Alright, let's get it. I need iron. Ah, dang. As much prep work as I put into this, you'd think I knew what I needed every time. So I can demonstrate how we do the dark steel. Here's the recipe. For dark steel, you need an iron ingot, coal dust, and I think obsidian to get dark steel. So let's go get ourselves some supplies here. We have to run all the way back to get more iron. There's just absolutely none in here. We must have cooked it all up. Alright. Let's go in. Come on. Check the usual suspects. And none in there. We gotta go back to the smeltery. Well, we'll use this iron dust. We gotta go to the smeltery anyway. Crack this into ingots. Go right in here. Throw this in here real quick. It shouldn't take it too terribly long. Alright, and we are ready to go. We're going to go ahead and put this switch. And now we'll just let this drain itself. And by the time it's done, we should have 9 ingots. And there we go. 9 ingots. Right there. Bam. Alright. Let's get back to our area. Alright. Let's get moving here. Well, we're still not in our area. Come on. Get it together, man. Alright. So we're going to demonstrate this. We're going to go ahead and put our iron ingots in here. Oh yeah. Now I got to take that coal and crush some of it. Or go get some more. Another trek out to the front of my building. And of course I take the long route. I think it's kind of funny that I do that. Tend to take the longest route possible. Alright, let's get some more of this coal. Go ahead and take a full stack this time. Let that thing finish filling up with blocks of coal. Kind of move beyond those furnaces out there. Might be pulling those up at some point here in the near future. Alright, let's go ahead and put this coal. Oh, come on. I go all the way down here. Crush some of this coal up. No, it's worth it. At least this doesn't move so slow like some of the other machines we've got. I'm still working on upgrading these machines so that they are all operating efficiently. The crusher's doing okay, but we need to upgrade the other 2 machines, which we will get to in a future episode for sure. Alright, now that we're done with that, I'm gonna run on back over here. Hopefully, we won't need to be doing any of this back and forth in a while. And there's our obsidian. And yeah, here we go. We got some dark steel coming up. Alright, we're just about done here. But that's how you get dark steel ingots. We wanted to show you this before I moved on, so that way when we get to the parts that have the dark steel, we're like, hey, wait a minute, how do we make that? I've already went over it. Alright, we're going to need some steel bars. 6 iron ingots, of course, will get you 16 iron bars. Next is our item frames, made out of 4 iron bars, and a grain of infinity will get you your void chassis. That's how you make your chassis. So grab that too. Alright, and next is our gears. 4 iron ingots and a iron nugget in the middle will get you an iron gear. And now for the real reason why we're here, the sag mill. It's going to require 3 flint, 2 steel bars, or 2 steel ingots, a chassis, and 2 iron ingots, and a piston. Piston, of course, I've already covered in a previous episode, so just use that recipe and you got yourself a sag mill. Alright, we're going to move on to the next recipe after we collect that. Alright, so our next one is going to be for our alloy smelter. We require 3 furnaces, a chassis, 2 steel ingots, 2 dark steel ingots, my bad, 2 iron ingots, or 2 iron gears, and a cauldron will get you the alloy smelter. And I know that y'all are probably already screaming in the mic, hey, where's the cauldron recipe? Well, we'll get to that in a moment. We're going to go ahead and put these down. Starting with the sag mill, we're going to place it right over here. Well, we're going to start by putting it here, which we don't need it here. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And we're going to have to make a couple more recipes for the capacitor that goes in these that makes them work. So we're going to take this up. Go ahead and break this up here. Yeah, we're going to break this up and move this over to the other side where it's supposed to go. There we go. Set it down right here. We got ourselves a sag mill. Connect it over here where we need it. Next, we're going to put down our alloy smelter. That's the one that we really want right now, because we're going to need electrum at some point to upgrade these machines. Go ahead and grab that. And here's the cauldron recipe that y'all are probably already screaming my ear off for. Recipe for the cauldron. Yeah, it just sucks that the that it didn't capture my voice in the night. But yeah, 7 ingots, get you a cauldron. There we go. Now the cauldron's covered. Thought I was going to forget that, huh? Not entirely, just delayed a little bit. Go ahead and clear out this inventory. And you'll notice that I do my recipes, I kind of double up, because I usually try to have the recipes already preset in the table for us, so that way y'all can see it. And sometimes I don't realize that I need certain things like I just did, so I'm going to need to make some capacitors, and I didn't set aside for those, so I will have to gather a few more ingredients for our recipes that we're going to need to make those. So we're going to go ahead and look that up real quick. Let's see. Oh, passed it right there. Basic capacitor starting out. Double layer next. And then we also have the octaic, which is the highest tier in Ender IO. So, and it's crafted with 4 gold ingots, a piece of copper, and 2 grains of infinity will get you your basic capacitor. So we need to grab some ingredients so we can make a few of those. And we're going to make enough ingredients so we can make our electrum for the upgraded version as well. Now here's some gold. We'll just take a few bits and pieces of that. And 8 will be more. Should be more than enough. Which we might have to come back for more later, and we can do so if we need to. At least that way we know where that's at. Alright, let's move. Okay, yeah, we're going to definitely need those. So we're just going to put these down here. Go ahead and throw these in here, because we're going to need a few. Need some copper. And we can go ahead and grab our infinity powder here. Alright, we'll go ahead and put those in. We're going to need a couple of these, because we got 2 machines that need capacitors. But we'll go ahead and grab copper first. Go in here into the smelter room. So I'm sure we're bound to have copper in here. Oh yeah, more than enough. I'm going to need more than one. We'll come back for more. Alright, we're going to move right through. Okay, again, we're going to need a couple of these. Alright, we're going to go ahead and install these into the machine so y'all can see how they work and operate. I'm going to start with the sag mill. As you can see, it's already filling up the capacity on it. For our upgraded one, we need 2 of the basic capacitors and 2 energetic ingots with the powdered coal. And for our electrum, we're going to need redstone, gold, and glowstone dust. So we need to go get redstone and glowstone dust. And it still bothers me I don't remember what the sag mill is for. I think it's like a sifter, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the description below if you want, in the comment section. Alright, let's get this stuff out of here. We need redstone, gold, and glowstone. Alright, let's go get some. Got plenty of gold for right now. We just need glowstone dust and redstone. Which, I think redstone is in this chest right here. And yeah, there it is. It's down at the bottom. There. Right there. There it is. Alright. Now we need... I think that's all we needed. It's glowstone dust. And redstone. Oh yeah, we need glowstone. Is glowstone? Where did I put it? I think I put it in the... out in the lobby area. Not in those chests. Not in any of those chests. I plan on speeding this portion up a little bit. Going through these chests like this is just... Only got some dust. We need some blocks. There we go. And we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm not going to wait for a crusher to crush this down. I'm just going to break it up. Of course, I spend a little bit of time here trying. It's like, well, no, it ain't going to work. It ain't happening. Well, we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. I can't even craft it in a crafting grid. Alright. I'm just going to place them down right over here. And then break them up. Because we have no other dust. Just going to throw them down here real quick. And then break them up real quick. Alright, a lot faster than having them crushed up in a crusher. Now let's go back out here. Let's go to our room here. Alright, we should be able to do this now. Redstone, gold, and glowstone dust. And now we have ourselves some electrum. We're going to cook the rest of this down so that way we have plenty for what we need to do here. We're going to try to cook up enough to make two of the upgraded circuits here. And I think that if you want to upgrade it to the third tier, the octaic, you'll need to do two of the tier 2. You'll need two of these capacitors, this level capacitor, to make the next tier. So going to require quite a bit of gold, some more glowstone, and some redstone. Redstone and glowstone should be pretty simple to come come across. Alright, so now we're going to try to put this together. Which, I don't know what I'm doing here, because this isn't the right... Oh wait, yeah, I know what this is. This is me getting the lower tier, the tier 1 capacitors. Because you need 2 of those per recipe to craft the next tier. Yeah, we're going to go grab some copper. Knew I'd be back for some more of that eventually. Alright, now we got 2 of those. Alright, now let's go and install them. That's why you get to see how these things react whenever you install the updated version. So we're going to go ahead and there you go. You see that a capacity has increased and is charging. And I think the machines run a little bit faster with the upgraded capacitor. Not really sure. And we'll save the next tier of upgrades for these machines for the next episode. Because what our main goal for this episode is to go and place our first Digiminer down to acquire some more supplies. So we've got all of our stuff that we need in our pouch here, in our backpack. So let's see. Let's get some of the stuff that we don't need out of here. I'm definitely going to need some sort of glass block, but I end up having to come back for that. And one of my snap cuts. But yeah, looks like we pretty much got everything together. I need to get rid of those oak saplings. Put those in that box outside. Go ahead and take care of that real quick. Again, take the longest route possible. kind of. Not that side, idiot. There we go. Just toss them in there for now. Really don't need those iron bars either. We could probably get those if we wanted. But at this point, I think we're ready to go. Okay. Let's get out of here. Yeah, throw our backpack on. We got our picks and our weapons at the ready. Let's go ahead and make our way into our mining dimension, because that's where we need to go. Or for a minute, I got confused. Cornholio fused. No, remember, it's not shift. You gotta right click. Back up and right click. There we go. And here we are. And I will end up doing a fast cut, because I'm just going to travel in a direction, and everything, and because I forget that I need some glass, and I don't got any glass right now on me. So I gotta go back, and it still doesn't take me. It still takes me a little while to figure out that I need glass. I don't even figure it out this trip. It takes me a couple trips. Let's see. Oh, no. Way portals. So, I forget because I'm looking for waypoint shrines, and I need more glass. I will figure that one out here shortly. It just takes me a minute. It's kind of funny. Oh yeah, and we need also some blue dye for our chest. So we'll craft that real quick. Now let's get to moving. Alright, we'll try this again. Alright, I'm going to do a fast cut here. Take us to the end destination here. Okay, here we are. We're going to start right here. Let's see. Where is that block? Okay, yep. Get our stone brick out. And let's get started here. Facing block. I usually like building these things up a little bit off the ground. For no real reason at all. Just need at least this way we can definitely Alright, everyone. And we're back. As you can see, I went ahead and finished up what we were doing here as far as getting this structure built. Now we need to get our Digiminer down and other stuff. I went ahead and placed down our... Well, we're going to start first by taking this up. But I've already placed our waypoint shrine down. So now we are here. So now we can get back and forth from here to our base. As you can see, we got the white ones and the yellow ones. Again, the yellow ones are global, so those are going to be viewable by anybody who puts one of these down. The white ones are going to be personal ones. You're not going to be able to see those. The ones that I have listed here, you're not going to see those. So yeah, there we go. Alright, let's get into our bag. Grab a few supplies out. The main ones that we're going to be working with today. We need our Digiminer, our Ender Chest, our Tesseract, some of our logistical transporters, and our dies here. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and just place this thing down right here in the middle. And there we go. Now, we got to get some things set up before we open this up and get things moving. So, right now, we're going to place our Ender Chest right here behind the Digiminer, because our stuff's going to either come out the back or it's going to come out the top. Which, if I'm not mistaken, it will be coming out the back. And we're going to go ahead and label this, which I'm going to have to relabel this eventually, because for some reason it wasn't pumping out in our storage area. It was pumping out somewhere else. So yeah. I thought that would be just pumping straight into our storage, but didn't seem to work out that way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move this stuff around, get a few more things set up, because yeah, okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and place this right here directly into there. We're going to get our configurator out, get the items being pumped out of there and pushed into this chest. So here we go. We're gonna what the hell? Alright, yeah. Now we need to put down our Tesseract. Alright, there we go. We got the Tesseract down now. Now we need to set up for our energy. We're going to go ahead and connect to our server power, as we have done before in our main area. And we're going to click activate. And now we have full power, and we are ready to start configuring this to pull up what we need. So we have our config, our start, and our reset. And then we also have stop whenever it's running. So here's our GUI. This is our digital mining config. What we're going to do is we're going to tell it to give us a maximum radius, which I believe is 32. But we're going to put 99 in there, so that way we are for sure we're at our max. We hit that check mark. So we are at 32. So that means that 32 blocks out, 2 chunks worth, is going to pull resources. Alright, and this is going to be our max height. And right here, we're going to do minus 65 because that's the lowest we can go. And then we're just going to put 9s on the bottom one to max it out wherever it's at, which will be 319. Yeah, 319 is the max. Used to be 256. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing our filters. There's a couple other options here in this that I didn't really cover, like the inverted, which is the next selection down from the min and max on our height. You can set it to inverted, which will take the items in the config there and treat them as a whitelist instead. So it'll ignore everything that you have in here, but mine everything else. So, okay, so we got different, we have item stack, we have tag, or we have mod ID. What you want to do is you want to do mainly your tag filters, which you use your star ore to get all your ore in one shot, and it'll show up over here to the right and flash through all the different ores that it will pick up, which is pretty cool. We're going to do another tag, and we're just going to call it dirt, and we're going to see what happens. Alright, so we're going to have to do the actual ID name there, which will include the Minecraft ID as well as dirt. Which now anything that's considered dirt in Minecraft will be mined. Now I hope it don't include grass blocks, otherwise we're going to have a massive hole here. And I'm just kind of playing with the tag filters here, and I end up moving about, so definitely move this. Yeah, that didn't work either. But we're going to go ahead and do something else. We're just going to let that go. Then eventually just click cancel, I think, because we're done with that portion. Apparently I was long-winded or whatever I was saying in the mic at the time. I just don't understand why certain settings get erased in the recording software, which is kind of odd and weird to me. So now that we got all that set up, I think we're about ready to set this in motion. Again, a reminder, I'm going to have to relabel that and get it going right here in a minute. So we're done here in the configs. We can go back in here, and we're going to go ahead and click start. We also have our filters, not our filters, but our upgrades that we're going to put in here as well. But currently, as you can see, we have a maximum distance of about that far out. Anything inside of that is going to be mined up. Go ahead and do some protecting on our area so that way we don't get griefed. It's probably a little bit of overkill, but we're going to get it done. Go ahead and make sure that we set this to force load. Alright, so same as usual. We throw our upgrades in here. Just like we did before. Shift right click. Or shift right click. Throw it all up in there. You shift right click to bring it back down. Same for the speed upgrades. And now we are ready to go. Go ahead and click on start. And of course, that tab was to lock it. That tab was to lock it, and the other one up here was to turn it private, either release it for public or lock it down for private. Alright, so when we hit start, you can see that it actually scanned and tells you how many blocks you got coming. You have these other three options here. You have auto eject, auto pull, and silk touch. Which turn the auto eject on so that way it automatically throws everything down the logistical pipe. So now our stuff is being piped into our ender chest. Again, I gotta check and see why it's not, and make sure that everything's going right, which I will find out here real shortly that it is not going quite right. But we end up fixing it in the end, as usual. Alright, so we're just going to step right over here. And this is our chest, as we don't have it even plugged in to our system yet. So stuff is being pumped out, and I don't know where. I'll have to spend some time between episodes figuring that out, so that way we can get these going right. Might be going to one of my personal storages back at spawn. So I ended up marking that. Then I realized, oh shoot, I gotta put the chest down. Not sure what I'm doing here, what I'm looking for. Oh, I'm going back. Yeah, this is a big back and forth situation here. I don't like doing all this tracking back and forth. I'll have to do some better checking in the future. We'll be done with this pretty shortly. We're going to back up one, go, there we go. Now let's go check this out and see what else we need to fix. Of course, I always go the wrong way. I can have all kinds of signs, but I always go the wrong way anyway. Yeah, so we can see that everything's being stored there. So now we need to get all of our stuff into these chests. So we're going to have to place... Oh yeah, we're also going to have to speed this up. Alright, now we got that done and taken care of. Let's move the main chest right here. And now we got to get some more of our logistical tubes. Item transports. Also got to get this marked. Now, basic logistical transporters being installed. God dang it. There. Now let's get these pumping out. I want you to pull out of there, and we want to push you into there. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire. And you can see we're collecting our dirt. And it'll do the same for anything else it decides to pull up. If it doesn't have a spot for it, it'll be placed over here close to the... I'll be placed over here close to where the controller is. So that's how that works. We're going to let that set and go for a little bit. And that's just about all the time that we have for today's episode. If you like what you see here, click like and subscribe. Again, I apologize for the choppiness and the awkward way that this episode has kind of gone. Unfortunately, I don't always catch everything that my software decides to do between recording sessions, and for some reason it did not let me use my mic for whatever reason for this session. So that's quite an irritation, but here we are. We've made it to the end, and that's about good, I think. So if you like what you see here, click like, subscribe. Check out the links in the description below, because there's always something new and everything. Check out our Discord too, because that's one way that you can definitely get a hold of us and chat with us if you want outside of the game. So remember, everyone, to have fun, be safe, and as always, have a good one.
Machines to the last of the planet. Dungeon Master 372 here to
for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to be notified of all my video content. Remember to have fun, be safe, and as always, everyone, have a good one.